If we are unable to do this, the plague of parties that we see around campus will not stop.
COVID cases at San Diego State University triple, and the school is ramping up enforcement of health orders.
People at any age need to be extra cautious when the weather gets this hot.
We're in the midst of an extreme heat wave. How to ensure you and your loved ones are safe.
The biggest difference is the difference between a corporation and a family business.
More family entertainment reopening in time for Labor Day weekend, including the all-new Family Fun Center.
And meet the first-time parents who say any baby can become its best self. So they named theirs Zuko, the Avatar baby.
Will Prop 15 on the November ballot raise your property taxes? We look at rumors circulating about the measure in a Verify report. News 8 at 5 starts now.
We begin with breaking news tonight. A huge spike in new COVID-19 cases among the SDSU student body. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Barbara Lee Edwards.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Today, school and county leaders announced an additional 120 confirmed and probable COVID-19 cases among the university's on and off-campus student population. News 8's Teresa Sardina has the latest from SDSU.
Barbara Lee and Carlo, this brings the number of confirmed and probable COVID-19 cases within the SDSU community to 184 since August.
We've never shut down. We plan not to shut down, even when we started with the epidemic in March and we made decisions about sending our students home due to safety, as well as flipping into the virtual realm.
San Diego County confirms it is investigating multiple clusters of COVID-19 cases within the San Diego State University community among students. Friday, the San Diego County Health and Human Services Agency confirms 120 probable COVID-19 cases within the San Diego State on and off campus student population.
We are able to report on the number of students who are quarantined on campus, and that number is 150. In terms of students or other individuals quarantined off campus, we do not have that number.
This includes the previously announced off-campus outbreak on Wednesday. Among the cases, 14 distinct groups have been identified within different locations. Some of these groups may be determined to be outbreaks. SDSU officials tell News 8 they're working closely with the county to investigate the COVID-19 cases and continues to reinforce the safety guidelines with students. If you have been in contact with someone who is ill or known to have COVID-19 within the SDSU community, the county is urging you to contact your healthcare provider for testing as soon as possible. And there is a COVID-19 drive-through location site near campus, and that reopens on Tuesday. We'll have that information at cbs8.com. I'll send it back to you.
This Labor Day weekend could be one for the record books. An excessive heat warning will be in effect for San Diego County with temperatures soaring into the triple digits.
That's creating both fire and health concerns. News 8's Shannon Handy has more from Coles Mountain on the warning and what you can do to stay safe.
It's more than just a heat wave. Experts say the high temperatures this weekend can be dangerous to your health, which is why you need to take extra precautions and know what to look for.
The sign welcoming hikers to Coles Mountain says it all. An extreme heat advisory is in effect with conditions so dangerous everyone is at risk.
We chose today because tomorrow's supposed to be 108.
So what are you doing to make sure you're safe in this heat?
Water, hydrate, take frequent breaks.
Experts warn this weekend's heat wave poses significant health concerns, especially for young children, the elderly, and those with underlying conditions.
It's definitely going to be extreme.
Dr. Georgie Nanos, medical director of eKind Health Group in Encinitas, spoke with News 8 about the two forms of heat illness, heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Signs of heat exhaustion include heavy sweating, looking pale, extreme muscle cramping, feeling tired, weak, or dizzy. For heat stroke, headache, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, confusion, a rapid pulse, and a high core temperature.
Really hot, dry skin where you're not really even sweating at all. You lose that ability to sweat.
Dr. Nano says in either situation, calling for help as well as cooling the body down using cold towels and water is key.
And that's a critical step, is immediate cooling as quickly as possible.
So how can you prevent yourself from getting sick? Well, for starters, if you're going to work out outside, do it in the early morning or evening. Also, drink lots of water, even if you don't feel thirsty.
Because what happens sometimes is when it gets very hot, our body loses the ability to sweat, and so you kind of lose that perception.
Another thing to keep in mind, do not leave your kids or even your pets in cars. On hot days, temperatures can be deadly within minutes.
Even if you're in the car and you're with your child and pet, you want to make sure you've got the AC or the windows down right away because it's going to get so hot so fast in that car.
Dr. Nano suggests spending time in an air-conditioned environment or in water at the beach or pool. Taking a cold shower or bath is another option. And don't forget to check on those most at risk.
It's really the same at-risk populations that we've been talking about with COVID. If those are the people that are vulnerable. So if you've been checking on them for COVID, check on them for this too.
And if you or someone around you is experiencing health problems due to the heat, don't hesitate. Seek medical attention.
The county is keeping several cool zones open through the holiday weekend to help San Diegans beat the heat. Most of the air-conditioned shelters are in the north and east counties. They will be open from noon to 5. Temperature checks, face coverings, and social distancing are required. If you'd like to see a list of the locations, go to CBS8.com and click on the Help button. Well, if you thought today was hot, just wait until tomorrow. Sorry to tell you. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us now with a look at the very toasty temps we're about to see. You've got the real bad news, Carlene.
I know, it's news I don't even want to deliver, but unfortunately we have to talk about the fact that it's just going to be so hot this weekend, Barbara Lee. So today was hot. It started with the excessive heat warning today for the inland valleys, mountains, and the desert, but even hotter for tomorrow as temperatures look to peak this weekend. Taking a look at how we shaped up for today, we did have a high of 103 Valley Center, 101 in Ramona, 97 degrees Escondido, 105 in Campo, also 90s in the mountains, and started to see some 80s right along the coast. These are your highs for tomorrow. 113 in Ramona, 110 El Cajon, as well as Alpine, 106 in Fallbrook, 90 degrees downtown, 92 for Oceanside. So for tomorrow, the excessive heat warning will start for the coast. It started, as I mentioned already, for the inland valleys, the mountains, and the desert. Desert could see an upwards of 122 degrees, 115 for the inland valleys. For the coast this weekend, up to 105 degrees. We'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast coming up. Back to you, Carlo.
The two men accused of fatally shooting a young woman at a La Jolla house party in June of last year made a video court appearance today. 18-year-old Odyssey Carrillo and 20-year-old Malik Campbell were charged with the murder of 20-year-old Nina Silver. They're accused of opening fire on the party while driving by in an alley. 3 others were injured. Both Carrillo and Campbell pleaded not guilty to murder charges. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for December 2nd.
County officials are reporting 453 newly confirmed cases of coronavirus out of more than 7,500 tests. That's a positive rate of 6%, and it raises the 14-day rolling average to 4%. One new death was also reported, bringing that total to 701. The 6 new community outbreaks were reported as well, making that 22 over the last week. That is above the trigger of 7 in 7 days. Well, today, San Diego Unified is urging parents to not have their children take a gap year. The age of online learning has some parents wanting their 5-year-olds to start kindergarten next year. San Diego Unified says that children should be enrolled in kindergarten this year, though, and that kindergarten is critical for success in making connections and academic skills. The San Marcos Unified School Board is answering some growing calls to reopen their schools. They discussed the matter in a special virtual board meeting this morning. The public got to weigh in with their thoughts and concerns. This comes after families protested this week, calling for a return to in-person instruction.
Future first responders at Southwestern College got a huge boost for their training today. A new ambulance ready to roll.
For them to be able to have access to an ambulance where they actually can do the simulation is such an important piece because they can do the hands-on practice.
Priority Ambulance donated the vehicle, and it is outfitted with all the tools paramedics in training will need for real-world scenarios. College officials say despite the pandemic, they have one of their largest classes ever. President Trump is denying reports that he trash-talked U.S. troops during an overseas trip. That story coming up. Plus, we'll show you the sweetest political poll currently underway. And the incredible video of great white sharks shot at a local beach.